Fanaka, ingenile. Ingenile. Emlungu. Ingenile. The money inside. Faka. Ingenile.
That is exactly the joy, the thrill, the emotion, the jubilation that comes with a single SMS, ingenile, meaning it has arrived, it has came. The students would be referring to the meal allowances on every monthly basis. It was longed for, celebrated, anticipated, and unfortunately it took a bad turn during the second semester of this academic year, when the ingenile was silenced forever. It was silenced such that to date it has not been sung, it has not been chanted. The question is, who and why might have silenced the ingenile popular soundtrack? The NSFAS direct payment system, not so good after all. After subjecting the NSFAS direct payment system to investigation, we came to a minor conclusion that the eZaga Holdings is one of 4 financial service providers who took over the issuing of payments is corrupt. To go down memory lane, one would recall that on the grounds, which is the students, the academic year had commenced as per norm. The allocation of funds for meals and book allowances were issued without any glitch. This had happened over a period of 5 months. Then, abruptly, where no one expected, a bomb was dropped on students. In this case, the Tshwane University of Technology, our subject. Students received rather unusual messages that created a lot of uncertainty amongst them. The message was, NSFAS is distributing allowances through the NSFAS bank account and June 2023. No account, no pay. This message came as a shock to many and a joke to some. The tone in which it was articulated was rather misinterpreted for a command. This made students frustrated as they were on recess already, and they were worried if their allowances will be issued or not. The Student Representative Council had different opinions on this, which resulted to misleading to some students. Many were scared and immediately registered. They were not spared on social media, being called the sellouts. Those who did not register the new system were later weeping in panic mode as payment dates came nearby. According to observations, the people who now work for the newly appointed tenders have no offices on campuses, and they operate outdoors in the campuses with no uniform to make them easily identifiable. When we talked to the outgoing SRC president of TUT main campus at Pretoria, Masike, said that they had been aware that such changes were coming. However, they came at a time they least expected. He was contacted on the 21st of August during night.
Our contribution in the struggle that speaks to you, comrades. He suspended me for 4 weeks, but I can tell you now in good faith, I was sleeping peacefully at night, because I know that when the CEO goes to bed, he thinks about SASCO. When he wakes up...
The audio that is to follow is of Melody Amalubana, a student at Tshwane University of Technology doing her second year at Social Pretoria campus. She expresses her grievances on the NSFAS issue, where students were protesting a range of issues regarding the new system, from late payment of allowances, students that were defunded, and they had to move out of their residences.
When eZaga was introduced, at first I got defunded for no reason at all. I tried to appeal, but it was taking a long time. So as a result, they kicked me out of res because I was not paying. I had to squat with some of my friends, which is dangerous for them too, because they could be kicked out if they were found to be squatting with someone. So yeah, and recently I did get my allowance. It reflected on my eZaga account, but when I tried to transfer it to my Capitec account, it didn't reflect. At first I thought no, it's just taking time, but it didn't end up reflecting at all. But the payment was made from my eZaga account, but it never reflected the Capitec Bank. Yeah.
The 2023 academic period has commenced. Everything was going well and smooth for the students academically and financially until the end of the first semester, when the new eZaga system or initiative was introduced, which was designed to ease financial burdens and ensure equitable access of education, has created frustration, confusion, and conflicts amongst the students and the SRC of the Tshwane University of Technology. Here next to me, I have students from the institution who will tell us how eZaga has affected them ever since they have started using it.
Is Notando Konjelayo, and I'm a student at Tshwane University of Technology, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of my challenges with the newly introduced NSFAS financial assistance. Unfortunately, since it was introduced in the middle of this year, the bursary that I was relying on did not go through. As a result, I had to delay registering back to university. This meant that I had to go back at home and leave the student accommodation due to financial constraints. I was unable to attend classes, unfortunately, and I inquired issues with my ID, my identification documents, which I lost, which prevented me from applying for other scholarships or other financial assistance. So these challenges ultimately resulted in me failing a few classes, but however, I'm determined to overcome these obstacles and succeed in my academic pursuit. Thank you.
In NSFAS being known for delayed payments, known for defunding, maybe I should also, and it's unfortunate that we also at NSFAS have adopted this term, defunded students. Actually, these are students who were ineligible to be funded to begin with, because the term defunded implies that you had the right to get that benefit, and therefore that right was taken away. You are actually ineligible to begin with, and therefore, if you are found to be ineligible, is the assertion that we should continue to pay even when we know that the person does not pay.
Students in South Africa, rather than only those ones from the Tshwane University of Technology, are left with many but unanswered questions. Is this eZaga Holdings here to stay? Is it credible? How long has it been with us? Can we trust it? Can we use it? Is it going to be there for the entire academic year? The glitches justify a huge level of incompetence, which means only one thing: corruption, corruption, and corruption. Incompetence is equivalent to corruption, because how could they have possibly gotten that position, that tender, if they were credible and reliable and had been around for a long time? The fact that they have headquarters all over Africa, and South Africa is one of them, proves that they might slightly have a lot on their hands. Why now do they venture into being payment beneficiaries for students? Now this is a question